What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. As you just saw, we have Durtymax Jack's 5th gen Cummins in here, right here behind me. This thing is sweet. We are gonna be doing some fixing of some bad work and also some additional work to make it look that much better. Corey is underneath the truck right now. This is Peachy Duramax. His truck is looking oh so good right out there. So he is working on the first part of the truck that needs attention, which is the lower valance here. So if you watched Durtymax Jack, you would have seen he had a little mishap where the paint just started to peel off of this lower valance. We also went ahead and took the pressure washer and just to see how much more paint we can blast off, and that's about where we took it. In doing that, I was about 3 inches away from the panel, and I really didn't want to get any closer to that, just simply because if it's not blasting off with that, there's no reason it should blast off anymore. But looking at the way this is done, it honestly just looks like a little bit of poor prep. The plastic that's underneath, it's pulling right from the plastic, and it's not sticking at really that good. So we're gonna have to get it off, sand it down, take a look and see what is going on there. Doesn't really look like they did much prep to the plastic. It's not even scratched.
Probably just adhesion promoter and paint.
So on top of doing the valance, we are also going to be fixing some of the other work that has been done to the truck. By no means is it a poor quality job. It actually looks pretty good, but it's just not quite up to our standards in a couple of areas. And those areas I want to show you are right in here. There's actually a little run in the clear coat that just looks like maybe somebody would have missed right in there. So we're going to wet sand that out and polish that. We're going to be touching up any of the little chips on the front end, and here just a little bit of paint to make that look better. Now moving along to the roof, we are going to be replacing the cab lights across the top, and we're also going to be color matching those as well as color matching the roof antennas. There's 2 on these trucks, 1 on each side. We're also going to be replacing the side lights with new ones. The entire truck is going to white LED. We're going to get rid of all of the amber lighting on this rig. Moving along to the back here, we already got the tail lights pulled out. They are laying right here. We're going to keep all the smoke in here, but we're actually going to border those out with some maroon. So the entire light's going to get painted maroon except for right here on the smoke area, as well as the clear. We're going to leave those clear. Those are going to really help to tie in the rear of the truck and make it look that much better. We are also painting the trailer hitch. They decided to leave that black, but it kind of stood out in there as a big black blob. So we're going to paint it red so it flows in better, as well as the black in here. We're going to be painting the black in there red, leaving the chrome. The other thing we're going to be doing along with the taillights is that third brake light right up there. We're going to be bordering that in maroon just to tie that in as well. So the entire truck is pretty much disassembled at this point. All we have to do is pop out the mirror lights and then start working on the roof. Now I must say, sitting in these trucks is just, it's something to be desired. Comparing the interior to mine, no comparison. I definitely envy anyone who owns a newer truck like this, just because the insides are just so nice. They're just so comfy. It's pretty cool. So in order to get this stuff out, we have to pull down the front of the headliner. As you can see, it's pretty dark in here with all the tint on the truck. So we're gonna get some lights. We're gonna start popping off some of this stuff here. The A-pillar gotta come off. Might have to do something around the mirror here. A-pillar over there, so we can get our hands up in and get the antennas out. Well, not only did we get most of the paint off, but it came off in big pieces. We got some pretty nice chunks pulled right from the plastic. And this was all pretty much just taking a razor blade and getting underneath. I think that this happened because maybe the valance took an impact. It seemed that the paint was stress cracked in there and it was pretty much just cracking off at that point, simply because it's paint on plastic. And maybe they didn't use a flex additive when they sprayed it or something like that to allow the paint to move a little bit. But basically everywhere it was stress cracked just came completely off. And that was what we got here with these paint chips. So, I mean, looking at the paint, it looks like I can bend it a good bit. I know if I was to take it and actually fold it in half, it still does hold some of its durability. At the end of the day, it is paint, and the factory didn't paint this stuff probably knowing that stuff like this would happen, so that's why they leave it that textured plastic, but also to provide a little bit of contrast. From here, all of it is feathered out. It's not peeling anymore. This is all in good shape. So the entire valance is going to get primered, and we are also going to be priming the antennas, both of them that were on the roof, as well as the little tailgate pieces that were inside the tailgate handle. Those are going to get primered as well. And there they are, all primered up. These all have to be sanded one more time, but for now, we have to let them dry. Same thing with these pieces. I also got my own tailgate handle out here, and we are going to be painting that as well. So now we need to work on sanding all of the pieces that are not going to get any primer. These are just gonna go straight to paint, as well as the third brake light and the mirror lights. So Hunter Sheets 570 right here. Hit him up on Instagram. So he's gonna do a great job sanding these out, and then once we add the red border and the red in the middle, but keep all these accents, they're gonna look even better. Okay, taillights are all done, and we also got the rest of the parts in the booth here. So at this point, we're ready for paint, but the last thing we have to do is just mask up in here on these taillights. I know you've seen me do this before. It's gonna be no different on this, except for we are gonna have to put some black back in here. If you catch in the certain light about right in this area right here, see how there's that little bit of red shining through. So whoever did these just didn't put much tint or clear coat on here. So we actually broke through, so I'm gonna have to respray the tint in this area and then mask that part up on its own, and then I will spray the rest of the light red. Third brake light's gonna get masked. The cab lights, we're gonna be masking a line right in the middle, so that way the light only shines through on the line. We are also gonna be masking up these Boost Auto Parts lights. These are the mirror lights. They're gonna get masked all around here, and then the middle's gonna be red as well as the outside. So the antennas, the pieces for the trailer hitch, tailgate handle pieces, tailgate badge, as well as the valance. So this was primered as you just saw, then we sanded it again, so now this is all ready to roll. We got rid of all that peeling paint as you saw earlier, so this should be good to go. So let's start masking this stuff up, and then we'll get to spraying some paint. sealer laid out great, everything's over there. I did put some black base coat on these parts so that way the light only shines through the line that we masked up in those lights there. All 5 are the same. I also put some black base coat in here so that way there was no bleeding through of any of the color, as well as on here. If you remember, we had those burn throughs in these areas, so I just spotted in the base coat in all of the burn through spots. And so what I'm gonna do with that is I'm gonna head back, I'm gonna thin out the base coat a little more so it's more transparent. We're gonna give the whole taillight one even coat of the transparent base, and then from there we'll have to mask it up and then go straight to the red. So let's head back, thin out this paint, and then that way we can get it tinted, masked up, and then we can start spraying this Delmonico red pearl. Can't wait to see this color, it looks sweet. Well, boys, a whole ton of tape later, and we are done. So all we have to do now is clear coat. Check these things out. I hope you're as excited to see these finished as I am, because the contrast here between the Delmonico red, the black, and then the clear in here is just awesome. Tying in really nicely with the Boost Auto Part mirror lights, the factory third brake light with the camera there in the middle, as well as the Recon cab lights, white LED. All the other paint match goodies looking great, as well as the lower valance. No more peeling paint in there. Finally, let's get some clear coat sprayed on this stuff. It is the next day. It is quite a cold one today. We were gonna try to get Jack's truck wrapped up because he is coming down to pick it up. So Corey got here a little earlier than me. So let's see what he accomplished. Dude, looks sweet. How's it going, Peachy Durtymax? Great. It looks great. Wow. Ooh, the mirror lights, check those out. Guys, check out these cab lights. These look nice. Sweet. We are working on the cab lights. Corey just has them laying up in there. They were kind of like a stupid design, in all honesty. I don't know what Ram was really thinking here. Maybe the old cab lights they were having problems with, but if you take a look at this roof, I mean, check out these monstrous size square holes that are in here. We do a lot of cab lights on a lot of different trucks, but to be honest, these would definitely be a lot harder than just the normal style cab lights that we usually do. The hardest ones we've done so far are the newer GMs, because they do use square holes like this as well, but their square holes are much smaller, and there's only 4. Where these square holes, there's 2 under each, so that would be 10 square holes, as well as the square hole for the clip. And drilling a square hole is definitely not easy to do. It takes a lot of patience and dremeling and all that. But with putting these new cab lights in, you actually have to, it's kind of a crazy design. You actually have to push the front all the way down, and then the whole cab light will slip forward, and it's really, you really got to put a lot of pressure on it to get it. What do you come bearing gifts? What do you have? A soda? It's 9 in the morning. Second of the day. You'd be the one to be drinking beer at freaking 8 o'clock on a Saturday. While Corey walked in, I actually did just get it. You can see it's really, really, really low here. And then in the back, you just press that down. And you know, when the front doesn't lift, it's good to go, dude.
What'd you do?
You just gotta push the living heck out of them. Yeah, I got that one, I got this one. Damn, dude, I did not know you got these suckers in. Check those out. Wait till that brake light's in. This is definitely what this truck was missing, no doubt. I felt like the black taillights just kind of stood out, but now it really ties in together with this paint match.
Don't forget these washers, see them?
That's called paint saving washers. I tell you what though, if I was gonna get a 5th gen, it would look just like this. Definitely this color, this wheel setup. I know there's a ton of haters out there that are like, oh, stretch tires, but guys, I mean, you cannot beat just these gigantic wheels. They literally are flipping huge. So I am a little envious. Who knows, maybe one day I'll be there too. Now it seems in our rush of work here, we went ahead and painted this red to go back there like that, but we left the Ram black. So, but we're gonna fix it. We're gonna take it apart quick, paint it up. We're gonna do that before Jack gets here. Pretty small, so painting those couple pieces, we should be able to make them dry pretty fast. So Corey's gonna do that right now. And we are gonna wrap up the rest of the installation. As you can see, we got the tailgate handle back in. We gotta get that trailer plug on. Third brake lights in. We have to finish screwing down the cab lights. They are all clipped in, but they just need the screws in the back. We're gonna go around and touch up the chips, like I said earlier in the video. Just a little couple chips there on the front end, and lower valance has to go on yet. All right, boys, we are done, about ready to pull this beautiful truck out, and man, she looks nice. That lower valance really helps to complete the whole look. It just makes the truck look so much lower. Runs out of there, can't even tell it was there. We also did go around and touch up any of the chips, so that way the chips are a little bit less noticeable. When you look at it, you hardly even see them. Now, in order for us to get this out, we have to move this 3rd gen Ram that we have right there. So 5.9 Cummins cold start. Well, guys, there you have it. Delmonico is all finished up. Jack actually came down earlier today, so if you want to get the video on that, make sure you head over to Jack's channel, Durtymax Jack. Obviously, I'm sure most of you know him. But gosh, what a transformation that truck really took. Just those subtle little things really helped to kind of bring that together. And truthfully, like I said earlier, really no stone left unturned on that kind of build, which is awesome. It was great that we had a part in doing that, and honestly, it's probably one of my favorite trucks that we have done to date. The thing just looks beautiful. Now, I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me through this entire video. It's a little bit different than what I normally did, simply because we just filmed everything all in one video. Usually I try and break it up in a couple different stages for you guys, but make sure you drop a comment and let me know if you liked this video where we did the entire thing from start to finish, or if you like kind of the stages in a 3 or 4 video process of some of these builds that we do. Now, with that being said, guys, that is where I'm gonna wrap this one up. So like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next upload.